This is a recipe I make myself quite often for dinner. It packs over 60 grams of protein, includes a homemade low-calorie ranch sauce, and it also shows you how to make the crispiest non-deep fried potatoes possible. So let's start with the fries. Here I have 350 grams of potatoes. For this recipe, I actually recommend peeling them, and that's for a specific reason I will show you in just a second. After that, slice them up, and here's a simple trick to prevent potatoes from sticking to your knife. I bet most of you know that annoying feeling with potatoes and a lot of other vegetables. What you want to do is point the tip of the knife slightly downward before slicing. Then start with the knife in front of the potato and pull it toward yourself, and voila! No sticking and perfectly cut potatoes. You can use this pulling knife technique with almost anything, and food won't stick to your knife any longer. I'm going to cut the potatoes into long wedges, turn them, cut them in half again, and repeat with the remaining potatoes. Now, you could absolutely just air fry them at 200 degrees Celsius or 400 F for about 25 to 30 minutes. However, if you want perfectly crispy fries, heat up a pot of water first, add a strong pinch of salt, and then an ingredient most people won't expect, and it's baking soda. And before you think, Felu, we are not baking a cake here, what are you doing? Bear with me here. You only need a tiny amount, about a quarter teaspoon, add it to the water and let everything come to a simmer, then add the potatoes and let them boil on medium heat for 10 minutes. The baking soda makes the water alkaline, which softens the exterior of the potatoes, and that will make all the difference. I will show you how. After 10 minutes, pierce a potato with a knife, and if there is only a little resistance, drain the water and transfer the potatoes to a bowl. Now add 4 grams of oil, grab the bowl with both hands and shake the potatoes vigorously for about 30 seconds. You will notice a slurry forming around the edges, and that's exactly what we want here. Because the baking soda softened the exterior, we've now created tiny craters on the potato surface, and these little craters are what make the potatoes incredibly crispy after air frying. Now grab your air fryer, set it to 200 degrees Celsius or 400 F, preheat it for 3 minutes, and then cook the potatoes for another 20 minutes. I like to give them a shake halfway through so they crisp up a bit more evenly. In the meantime, let's make the homemade ranch sauce. Place a glass on a scale and start with 20 grams of skyr. You can also use fat-free Greek yogurt. They both have very similar taste and macros. Next, add 20 grams of buttermilk. This is actually a great dairy product. It only has 1% fat and adds a nice tang to the recipe. Then add 5 grams of honey, 5 grams of mustard, the juice of half a lime, a few dashes each of garlic and onion powder, and finally a pinch of salt. Give everything a quick mix, and there you have it, your own speedy homemade ranch sauce. Finally, let's prepare the protein source. Here I have 200 grams of turkey breast. You can use chicken breast as well. They have pretty much identical macros. My butcher already cut the meat into strips, but I like cutting it further into small bite-sized pieces. That way there is more surface area for seasoning, which means a lot more flavor. Add the meat to a bowl and start with 4 grams of oil. Mix everything together so the seasonings can stick, and I'm adding a quarter teaspoon each of garlic powder and cayenne pepper, about 10 cracks of black pepper, and a strong pinch of salt. Of course, feel free to get creative here with other seasonings as well. Then give everything a stir, preheat a pan over medium heat, add the meat and let it sit untouched for about 90 seconds before flipping. You want some nice browning on the surface, and the seasonings will get toasted in the pan as well, making the meat even more flavorful. Since we cut the meat into small pieces, about 3 minutes of cooking in total is completely enough. Then you can remove it from the heat. At this point, the potatoes should be ready, and now listen to this. This is almost deep fried level crispiness. Transfer the potatoes to a bowl for seasoning, add 5 cranks of black pepper, a few more dashes of garlic powder, and then something I really wanted to try here, freshly grated Parmesan cheese on air-fried potatoes. Add 15 grams, which is about 60 calories. If you've never tried Parmesan on potatoes before, I promise this tastes absolutely amazing. Give everything a good mix. Now grab a plate, add the turkey, place the potatoes on the side, and top the meat with the delicious homemade ranch sauce. And there you go. This is such a great dinner recipe. I'm loving this one right now. The macros for the entire meal are 660 calories, 69 grams of carbs, 14 grams of fat and 64 grams of protein. These types of recipes help me and over 10,000 people lose weight and keep it off. Why? Because I specifically make sure that they taste delicious, are filling and have great macros, and I created a cookbook with over 250 recipes like this one, from breakfast to lunch to dessert, pizza, burgers and cheesecake. You buy it once and you get all recipe updates for free. The link is in the description.